All right, guys. So, had several people ask me to do this again. So, we're gonna make biscuits. This is not the measuring cup I want, so let me grab that. Let's start over here though. Go ahead and set your oven to 500 degrees. Yeah, I know that seems like a lot, but that's what we do. Preheat to 500. I'm going to do a small batch tonight. So, all right, this is white lily flour. It's normally what I use. The other day I had a friend from Kentucky come down and bring me a bag of Hudson cream. We can't get that around here, but I liked it too. So anyway, this is white lily self-rising flour. You're gonna use 2 cups. That's the batch that I'm gonna do today. 2 cups of flour. I'm gonna shake it into a sifter. Go ahead and get my second cup. I usually just scoop up like that and then rake off with my finger there. My hands are clean, just got done washing them. All right, put 2 cups of flour in your sifter. This is all gonna depend on how big of a batch of biscuits that you wanna make. But tonight I'm just making a small batch. All right, there's that. Here's one of my other little things that I do. I always use an iron skillet. We keep a jar of bacon grease. And that is one thing that I do. Might be a little different from everybody else's, but just taking a napkin with that spoonful of bacon grease in the bottom of the skillet. And that's what I grease the skillet with. I kind of like to clean up as I go, so. All right, to 2 cups of flour, use a stick of butter. Sorry, y'all, this is real life. Amelia, do we not have no more butter than this? Well, so normally the ratio is, like I said, 2 cups of self-rising flour sifted. If you're using 2 cups of flour, you do a stick of butter. Tonight, I'm a little short on a stick of butter. I didn't realize I was. So you can improvise. Some people use Crisco, but the taste is better with butter, real butter. Tonight we're going to improvise a little bit, and to make up for the being a little short on the stick of butter, I'm gonna add another little bit of bacon grease to this. So some people use Crisco, some people use oil, but you can definitely use lard in place of butter. But if you got the whole stick of butter, use the whole stick of butter. And then you don't have to have this thing, but I like using one of these. It makes it easier. And if you don't, you can use a fork, or you can put your stick of butter in the freezer and you grate it on a cheese grater. But I just use this. And I start breaking that butter up inside this bowl of flour. Might have to use your finger a little bit and clean this thing here off. That's how we do. You want to do it until you break this butter up in small pieces. You want it to be all throughout that flour. Can't remember who all asked for this. I know my friend Brandon Oliver, I know he asked for it, and I think Brother James Pendergrass, he asked for it. I put it up on Facebook one time before. I done it Facebook Live, and then after so many days, Facebook removes it. So I'm hearing him doing it again. Might put this one on Facebook and YouTube. Who knows? All right, that's broke up in there pretty good. Lay this here in the sink. Throw this butter wrappers away. Then we got our whole buttermilk. You can use, different kinds of buttermilk, but I like to buy the whole. And get out of the fridge. Make sure you give it a good shake. And you want to do a cup. A cup of whole buttermilk. Now again, if you're making for a big crowd, normally I make a bigger batch than this, but tonight I'm not. So 2 cups self-rising flour, 1 stick of butter, 1 cup of whole buttermilk. And if you want to make a bigger batch, then it'd be like, 4 cups of self-rising flour, 2 sticks of butter, and 2 cups of buttermilk. All right, get all that goodie out of there. Now, I just take my hand, can you see down below? I just take my hand and blend all this. If you use those measurements that I just gave you, the dough should be, when you get done mixing it, don't over mix it, but the dough should be about the right consistency. Now you can use wax paper or something like that. Tonight I'm just going to use some counter space. If you do, just flour your spot on your counter like that. Bring your dough out. Try to get me a little flour on my hands. You can use rolling pin if you choose, but I just don't. That's just not how I do it. I just do it with my hands. The more you work the dough, the tougher your biscuits are going to be. So do not, don't overwork the dough. If your dough starts sticking to the counter, whatever you're using, put some more flour under there. Try to show them, Tanner, about how thick that dough is. I use a biscuit cutter. You can use, I've seen people use a tin can, or some people roll their biscuits by hand, but I like to use a biscuit cutter. I dip it in my flour first, the cutter, dip it in the flour, and then start cutting. I just press straight down. Lay it over in your skillet. Dip your cutter again. Keep going back and flouring your cutter so the biscuit don't stick to you. Bring your rim of the dough back. Make sure you got enough flour back again. Start over. Flour that cutter again. Start cutting again. And then usually you have a little bit left there where it's just not quite enough to cut another biscuit. So I usually do try to kind of make one there. We call it the baby biscuit. It's usually the first one I eat. And there's the skillet of biscuits there, and I'm gonna just scoop that one there in. So we got 9 biscuits out of that. The oven's not even done preheating yet. I know a lot of people have gotten to where they use them frozen biscuits and such, but see, that didn't take long at all. I don't care for those frozen biscuits. You can freeze these after you make them like this. You can do this, go this far, and lay them out on a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper or something, stick them in the freezer, let them get, good and froze, and then put them in a Ziploc bag. You can do that, but as far as those store-bought frozen biscuits, we just don't care about them. And it don't take long to make these. You might not, they might not turn out the best your first try, but just keep on trying. I'll let Tanner pause it, and then we'll show you what they look like when they come out of the oven, or we might even show you a little bit while they're in the oven.